Alright, I honestly just wanted to talk about like the current what's going on in the community and I guess just like give my opinion because I don't know, I feel like there's not many people's opinions out there, so I thought I might as well make my opinion because I hear a lot of people saying the same opinion I have, just nothing's been like publicized, and I also didn't want to edit a whole video about it, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna just yap about it instead. Hi, White Cow. So, I'm assuming a lot of you guys know that, it's been, like, genuinely confirmed that Marlo's Danger Mario to the point that, like, Danger Mario started even, like, telling people on the Marlo account that they're Danger Mario. They said that they, like, have no plans for, making another video and stuff, and they're just gonna disappear off the internet, or at least the Marlo persona is gonna. Um, and then as you might have known, McTiers got given to Donut, Dr. Donut, and he gave it after the Dream as well as Enrico, and they're basically merging PvPTiers with McTiers and making their own system, mcpvp.com. And then there's also a bunch of MC league staff, which is like a new tier list made by like just a bunch of MC, like just a new tier list MC leagues, which is just made by MC tier staff. Um, I'm just gonna be straight up honest, like as honest as it is. I'm against both projects existing. I'm not a fan of MC Leagues, nor am I a fan of MCPvP.com. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I played back in February 2025 when the tier list originally split, and honestly that caused so many issues for the competitive scene. And I just don't want there to be another two different like systems that you play in. And I'm just gonna be straight up honest. I don't think this is like hiding any truth. MC leagues is like they're gonna have a lower player base. You can't really compete against two of the biggest Minecraft streamers like doing anything. But at the same time, MC leagues will have less players, but definitely a better staff team because it's gonna be uh what's it called? A bunch of MC tier staff. But as for like mcpvp.com, it's gonna have so many more players, but it's just gonna be um worse stuff like the PvP tier stuff. And from what I've seen, like obviously the two tiers like are together. MCP tiers is together with PvP tiers, I guess now, but a lot of people have resigned for MC leagues, and from what I've seen, I almost seen like neglect in the new like in the MC tier staff that is coming from the like the PvP tier stuff, and I can like give you an example of what I mean. If you check the mcpvp.com Discord server, all their like trial mods are high staff of PvP tiers servers. But if like besides for that, like the MC tier staff are just alpha testers. Like they're being completely neglected into being even given a staff position. And while there might be distrust in it, and I completely understand if that's the cause, I personally don't want any neglect between MC2 stuff. I have so many friends who still decide to stay and want PvP, like MCPvP.com to succeed. Um, and I'm not gonna cut throughout the chase. Haven't seen much of the MCPvP.com system, like how tiers are gonna work, but from what it looks like, MC Leagues is gonna be a better system, but less players, and I think the community could benefit so well together, so absolutely fucking well together if the two just went together. We do not need two separate tier lists just for people to play in. And like I heard so many people also saying this, there is absolutely no fucking reason that there should be two completely split tier lists. One that's going to have a bunch of players, and no offense, is not going to be as good as MC Leagues. And I think everyone realizes that. The staff on MC Leagues is going to be better. And then on the other side, you have MC Leagues, which are going to have less players but a better system. Why not collaborate the two together? Why not put the two together? It makes zero sense to me. You have this whole system. You could just combine the two together. Then what? So thought hopes on PvP ranked. I'm not trusting PvP ranked. I'm not gonna get too into why, nor do I think I could get too into why, and I also don't want to like ruin any trust people have with PvP ranked. However, I personally do not trust PvP ranked, nor am I going to play PvP ranked if it really like when it releases, if it releases, which I highly doubt it's going to release. I find it absolutely ridiculously stupid to me the fact that I'm like there's two separate systems to test in. But there will be, and that's going to be exactly what you see in MC tiers and PvP tiers. And I just completely hate how it is going to be that system. As for Dream and Donut owning the tier list, I am 1000% fine with them owning the tier list. They have the budget to go forward. Both Dream and Donut are nice guys, and even though me and Donut had beef between like 2022 and 2023, I genuinely like grew on him, and I would apologize to him if given a chance. I genuinely like started realizing he's just a nice guy. Um, and I feel like he's definitely suitable to own a tier list to an extent. I definitely feel like both Dream and Donut lack like the management skills to own the tier list, but fortunately, I think that they're still going to be able to like be smart enough to pick good staff members. However, like I don't want to use any cases. I don't want to like say anything bad towards any of the PvP tiers managers, but you guys might know some of the ones I'm talking about. I'm just gonna use an example. I'm not gonna say what manager, but there's a PvP tiers manager who I was just joking with one day. One day, just for fun, I said, that he like, oh, like you called, like we were friends, so like we were just joking and stuff, and I like made a joke that he called me something bad, and instead of denying it, he just called me it. And like he's still manager. I'm not gonna say what manager because I'm still friends with the guy and he's a genuinely kind guy. But the managers on PvP tiers, no offense, are not suitable to manage such a large project. And there's another MC tier, PvP tiers tier list that just has so much like bias into ownership and adminship stuff. Their manager at the time, there's this one issue that both of us wanted like resolved. This one rule both of us wanted gone. Instead of him removing the rule or asking Wings if he can remove the rule, his response was, "I don't want to bring it up to high staff because I feel like they're going to say no. Therefore, like the rule will never change because I'm not bringing it up as staff." I had to go while not even being staff. I had to go to Wings and like tell him, and eventually like convince the manager to go to Wings and tell him that, and like Wings was on board and the rollout changed. Like it was stupid. What happened between me and Donut? It was just a while ago. I had a lot of friends that just were against pay to win stuff, and at the time I just like didn't have many friends, so I just followed whatever they said, and I came to my senses years later that a lot of stuff I did with them is just horrible and I shouldn't have done it. For example, I basically harassed Donut purely off of him owning a pay to win server, which like now I grew up and I've just realized how like unbelievably stupid that was of me. Um and I feel bad for the dude. The dude never once did anything bad to me and the whole time I was just saying bad stuff to him. And it even went so far as to me repeatedly like spam pinging him to basically say, imagine being a pay to win server owner and just full harassing him. If I saw him online, I would just spam harass him as a result. And like the dude did not deserve any of that. Um then along with that, I'll also say the old testing system where you join a queue and then you have to fight a tester. That is probably the most stupid system anyone could come up with. There is no doubt in me. There has to be some like ranked matchmaking system. For example, Cat PvP Elo would be an amazing like system. However, Cat PvP Elo fucking sucks and it's unbalanced as shit. And then you also have Flow PvP Elo and like 7 other Elo systems upcoming. So it's like there's still gonna be that non-balance in the community. Are you and Donut on good terms? I genuinely look up to the guy. I think he's a smart, cool, like nice guy. I think he genuinely like cares a lot about people, and I wish I can be like him to like be able to help people like that many people willingly. And I look up to all he's done. I think he still does not like me. I don't know if I ever was like public of my opinion of him. I like told many people of it, and I kept wanting to make an apology to him, but I never got myself like I don't know. I always been like nervous making apology. I always was like scared what he would think as like all that. So I never really publicly said anything. Um, hopefully he hopefully he is willing to forgive me. And at the end of the day, like if I'm ever given a chance to apologize, I will. Um, but he seems like a genuine like kind guy. Um, as for that, well, here's the thing. He like fully blocked me, like, and I don't want to like tell a mutual to make a group chat because the last time I did that 3 years ago, the guy just got blocked by Donut as a result. So I don't want Donut to do the same to anyone else. Nor can I even see who has Donut added because he has me blocked. Um, I like I think for sure the MC League system's better than MC PvP, and I can get into why. I guess let me make it so you guys can see my Discord quickly. Um, see, are you able to see my? You guys should hopefully see it soon. Oh wait. Okay, there we go. Now you can see it. Uh, is it unbalanced? Okay. So I'll just quickly get over it. The starting out low tier 5 to low tier 3, you do the 5 placement matches. You get your like tier whatever, and then you just keep going forward. Um I think mid tier should be introduced. For example, mid tier 5, mid tier 4, mid tier 3, mid tier 2, mid tier 1, which is basically between the tiers of like low tier and high tier. So it goes like low tier 5, mid tier 5, high tier 5. Isn't PvP rank better system out there? I personally don't know how much I trust PvP ranked. I'm sorry. Then for the high tier matches, I also like this. At low tier 3, you unlock rank up matches. If you hit the rating requirement, so you basically win enough games, then you start 5 promotion games, and during that time you'll face stronger opponents. And if you perform like well enough, then like you just rank up, and if you like fail, then you don't. You get a 24-hour cooldown just from the placement match thing. You can still play normal rank like normal, and then you just repeat that up to low tier 1. Something I'm not too big of a fan of is I don't know how this would work in a higher tier system. Maybe I don't fully understand, but let's say I'm a high tier 2 trying to get to low tier 1. Wouldn't my rating matches all be against like isn't my like rating matches all going to be against high tier 2s that are on at the time? And isn't there going to be so little high tier 2s on that I just keep queuing the same person? And then for my placement matches, won't I just have to wait for a tier 1 to get on? 5 placement matches aren't enough. Um, it won't give you an accurate representation. I feel like 5 to 10 for placement matches is what it should be, though. I feel like anything above that you shouldn't, because then you will spend like an hour playing and not even get your tier yet, which, especially if you just want to play and get your tier for fun, I don't want to see someone basically have to play 20 matches just to get told they're high tier 5 or something. And with like the low tier 5 to low tier 3 system, you can get a tiny gauge on what tier they are just from like a few like fights. For example, oh, you beat low tier 5. Oh, you beat high tier 5. Oh, you beat a high tier 4. Oh, you lost to a low tier 3. Oh, you lost to a low tier 3. Oh, you beat a high tier 4. Okay, like you're probably like high tier 4. Um, but again, obviously I didn't like I'm not making a system. The high tier 1 system, um, I somewhat like. Um, I like how it's like a monthly tournament, which will like keep you to stay at the top of the rating, which will like keep the tier 1s playing and stuff. Um, however, I don't know like how much I also like the same system. It just feels a bit wonky, but at the same time, it like I like how the high tier one only has to do one fight a month, nothing too much. That's all you have to do to defend your tier, and then yeah. However, I feel like this could always lead to a situation where, for example, Mace, it'll just be Elm versus Ilian every single month, or like Ender versus Ilian every single month. Because I'm pretty sure Enderlow's probably better than Elm now. Um, I'm against the under 10 wins in 30 days is retired. I feel like under 5 wins in 30 days should be. Like, I feel like 10 wins could actually be a lot. Like, let's say I'm playing Sword. Let's say Sword is like first to 10, because that probably is not going to be like first to 2 like Cat. It might be like first to 10 or like first to 6. Um, that's going to be forcing me to do like, assuming I have a 50% win rate, that's like 300 matches of Sword or something diabolical. Or maybe not 300, but like 100 matches of Sword in a month. Like, and that is per game mode, by the way. That is per game mode, I'm pretty sure. So like, let's say I want to get tested in all game mode. I have to play like Axe might be like first to 10, Sword might be like first to 6, all that. I might like throughout all modes. Might have to do like 400 rounds just to keep my stuff at peak tier alone, which I'm not a big fan of entirely. Um, I feel like that number should be lowered or altered. Um, Peak tier unlocked after 20 matches at a tier without dropping. I'm not a big fan of this. Again, I didn't see the system. Um, for all I know, maybe like it'll take a while to rank up or a while to rank down. But what if it's like, what if it takes like 6 rounds to rank up or something, and you're just doing your fights for replacement, and then you just rank up, and then you have to restart your 20 rounds then, and if you get demoted, I guess you get peak tier. But it's like 20 rounds is a lot, and like I feel like this should just be lowered as well. Um, Legacy, old MC tier peaks will be shown as Legacy. I don't know the difference between Legacy and Retired, but like, I'm assuming there's a difference considering they're two different wordings. I'm saying this right now, if this is a Legacy stat that just goes unnoticed and not cared about, for example, you have to like go to some hidden area of their website just to view this. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be, like, this better be a Retired tier. Um, I completely, 1 trillion% understand if this is not a current tier, because then you're gonna have some random like someone who got their tier a while ago. For example, my Pot Hydra 3 is from 2 years ago when standards were so low, to the point where I got Hydra 3 from just bowing my opponent whenever they potted and draining their pots as a result and getting DQ'd like 4 rounds from that. But if your old MC tiers peaks are just shown as like a legacy stat, and then you have to regain your normal peaks, that is just something I'm not a fan of. It should be a retired tier, and yeah, nothing else. Um, Everyone still has to play placements for active rank. Again, this is fair. Unbanned wave, a few, like, majority of players are going to be unrestricted. Blah blah blah. I feel like this is fair. Like, except a few cases where the punishment is severe, I feel like just opens the door for them to just say yes or no to anyone's punishment. But that's also a fair thing to have. For example, I believe Danger Mario should stay banned. I believe Hyde XL should stay banned. I believe basically anyone with a major involvement into this whole thing that decided not to come out should be banned and remain banned. Um, I personally even, I'm just gonna straight up say it, I personally believe randomizers shouldn't even be owner of subtiers anymore. That creates so much distrust. I have seen so much evidence of this man hacking, specifically in like some game modes there. For example, like disabling anti-cheats before fighting, all that. I'm not gonna get into too much, but that is like stupid as fuck to me. That randomizer is just top player in his tier list, getting accusated, and is also involved in the Danger Mario case. Take a wild fucking guess what happened there. Just take a guess. Take a guess. Um, and then all that, and then you have your like tier list stuff. I don't know. I guess like, let me check out Tiers high tier chat if you want to see in Crystal, because I'm like a legacy tier 2, whatever that means. High tier legacy. Um, let me like swap back to my Minecraft. My honest review of the whole thing and just what I want to see in the community is I don't want there to be two systems. I want there to be a system owned by Enrico, Dr. Donut, Dream, and I want each game mode in that system to have its own representative. That is more than a manager. I don't think they should have the name manager. I feel like game mode owner is even a better idea. Um, and then they can have like a manager after. And I don't want to put people on the spot, so I'm just gonna like these are just examples I'm saying. Marker for Mace. Like obviously I'm not putting him on the spot. He's just an amazing dude. Um, and then like not F-Zero Crystal. Like I'm not saying these are specifically like I'm just giving examples. These are people who are like dedicated to the mode. These are people who've been playing the mode for a while. These are people who've been like staffing. Many of our just DM me. I'll invite you to them later. Um, but I genuinely think that should occur. I think sub-tier should just be included in this 1000%. Um, I think for now a server will like suffice. You don't need a whole Minecraft mod yet. However, I feel like for higher tiers you could make it require the mod as like a built-in anti-cheat system. Um, that has farther limits than the um current Minecraft anti-cheat limits. So that could just be something for high tier 3 pluses to need. And that would honestly like prevent cheaters from getting that high of tiers. I love what both tier lists are doing. Both want there to be a main testing system that you can test in and get your tier. And they also want to just make Minecraft feel competitive, feel rewarding to play. And as someone who's been playing Minecraft PvP since I was in grade 8 and I'm grade 12 now, about to graduate. Like, I really like this system. And I just want there to be one system to play. I don't want to be playing multiple systems, and that's why I don't play Flow PvP ranked. I actually don't think I ever even joined Flow PvP, besides like once when it just first came out. Just strictly because I don't want to be playing multiple rank systems and having to swap between them. I like to keep things simple with one rank system, and that's all. Um, I just think it's really possible for them to just come together. I think Adam Sony should be like the representation of Sword, all that. Voltex could be like the Crystal representator. Who else is there? Spook could be like the SMP representator. Again, I'm not trying to put anyone on the spot and just say they have to do this. I'm just giving my opinion on it. Um, but like I don't think this like current system is going to be sustainable where it's like multiple rank systems and then you're going to have people always arguing about what one's better. Um I heard a lot of people saying Dream is like a cheater and Dream's going to cheat in his own system. I highly doubt that's the truth. In fact, the more I've been thinking of it, I'm sure you guys are aware that of that Rapture versus Dream video. But the more I was like looking at it, the more it just doesn't make sense. That is not Dream's playstyle in Axe. Like, I'm starting to genuinely just be concerned that that video is just not even real. Let me swap to incognito browser quickly. All right. Um. Okay, I guess you guys get free ads because I don't have an ad blocker on here, obviously. But if we get to Axe, this is not Dream's playstyle, and I know a lot of people have been saying this is like trigger bot and everything, but this is just not what Dream does playstyle wise, and I don't want to make up anything, but I genuinely have the speculation that Dream announced, like Dream talked to Marlo prior about wanting to buy the tier list or something, to which Marlo was like, probably not. I'm sorry, because Marlo wanted to keep up the tier list, because Marlo was getting a lot of money from it and just being the number one player. And then that's when Dream probably said, okay, I'm just gonna make my own system then. No worries. And I think this video genuinely is I think this video genuinely is faked, like how Marlo is faking her montages with like fake clips and stuff of people. I think this video is genuinely just a fake Dream that is purposely blatantly cheating to make people believe that Dream is a cheater and that therefore his new system is gonna like be full of cheats. The chat and scoreboard is off. Yeah, yeah, that is something weird. Like Rapture has chat on, and like in the Marlo montages, Marlo doesn't have that stuff on. It just feels like so weird to me that this is just not Dream's playstyle at all. Is this even 33% damage? Hold on, is this even 33% damage? I can't even tell. Maybe it is, but I know Dream and Donut didn't buy it. They got it for free. I'm like getting to that. But I don't know about in this video if this is actually Dream or not. And I don't know how like public it is, but the name isn't colored where for Dream. Did Dream have a colored name? Well, this could just be old. Like that's not like the best way. Like here's the thing, this feels like it's on MC PvP, and the reason I'm saying that is these are beacon provided effects. Hi, adorable. These are like beacon provided effects, as you see by like the blue. So it makes me feel that this was like some private version of MC PvP that they just faked the clip on. And um Marlo was brought out, like made aware that Dream was using a mod that worked as a trigger bot, and like Dream admitted to Marlo about. Oh, you're right. This isn't blue or red. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm like launching MC PvP up. Let me like queue a random game mode. I guess we can like see. No, okay, this guy's a rank. That doesn't work. It could just be Dream having a rank, but no, 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 no. The name tag appears to be what? Let me like finish this duel. I'm not even gonna pause. I'm too lazy. All right. Let me like speedrun this duel. I guess I don't know, but I don't think the name tag's like changing based on the color. Okay, let me quickly end this. Okay. Anyway, if it wasn't obvious, I'd like let him win. But yeah, I know those could be easily given from commands, which is like how it gives out MC PvP, which makes me believe this is just yeah, that probably is a Mandela effect. It makes me believe that this is just what's it called? Dev build, but I think what happened after was Marlo knew that Dream is using a mod that blocked his inputs. So then Marlo was like, okay, Dream admit this to me. I'm gonna ban him for it because I'm gonna make it seem like it's disallowed. And I'm gonna post this video. Like I'm gonna get HideXL to post this video that looks like it's cheats. And then see how far that can get me. Um, and then when Dream releases his new system, he's going to be more thoroughly thought as a cheater, and more people are going to be believing that Dream's a cheater. So when he makes his new system, it's going to be getting less and less players as people will just believe he's a cheater. And then later when Marlowe started getting exposed, Marlowe was like, okay, there's no place left for me in the competitive scene like here. Maybe Marlowe wanted a separate competitive scene to be created. Which led to like hold on, do we never even see like them get sent back to the lobby? Okay, we don't even see them get sent back to the lobby. But when they make a competitive new scene, they could get away with just what's it called? I don't know, like cheating or something, and try to get high up there on a new competitive scene. And like, wasn't it known that Dream wasn't like doesn't play like this? Here, Dream's just standing there basically. Like, I'm sure this is like we all realize this, right? Isn't Dream's normal playstyle to run whenever his shield's disabled? Let me like pull up. So you have that where he doesn't like run, and then okay, another ad. Stop getting ads. I don't want to buy YouTube Premium on incognito. Did we ever get their gameplay? Look, he disabled Dream's shield and Dream just runs, so his shield can be up again. And it's basically like this whole playstyle where if Dream's shield gets disabled, he just starts running. Dream didn't have that playstyle. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised, and I genuinely think that that's not even Dream in the video. I think that's a fake Dream, and that is my guess on why. I do not think it is humanly possible for someone to make. Hold on, I have to claim my cobblestone minions. But I genuinely don't think it's possible for someone to make the whole like system that Dream and Dr. Ona made just overnight in like a few days. That's something that has been in progress for a while. That is something they've been working on for a while. And I think Marlo realized that, like Danger Mario realized that their time as Danger Mario has come to an end, and they have to like make a new they just have to move on from everything. And instead of trying to sell the deal, I mean sell the shows, they just gave it to them. But I don't know if like Doctor One's under NDA and like can't say that he like bought it. Also, I'm like not with, but people kept asking me if I was. But I don't know if Doctor One was on like NDA or something and was told he has to like say that they're not. Um, so they didn't sell it, but like that's just my opinion on that matter. Like I think it's really possible that could be faked. The video of Dream vs Rapture. I'm just so there's so much in the community, so much distrust, and I just don't think that like any community should be having so much distrust to that extent. Um, I feel like also I didn't really talk about MCPvP Com is doing, and I have heard a few things. I have heard that they're planning on not removing Nether P. I seen it was like removed, but there's like apparently they're planning on not removing it. They're just trying to alter the kit. And in all fairness, I don't enjoy Netherite OP. I'm pretty sure it's my lowest elo on Cat PvP too. Well, it's Emerald 1, but like my lowest is Emerald 1, so you get the point. I don't really enjoy it. Um, so I feel like Netherite OP does deserve being altered. As for like stuns and axe, I get where they're coming from, but they want it to be like vanilla. They don't want it to be some weird thing. And it makes sense. I'm not saying like stuns are bad. I personally prefer stuns, but I see where they're coming from, and to me it doesn't matter too unbelievably much. However, I would prefer stuns staying, but it won't make me not play the tier list. Um, as for what else is there? As like I've seen also people expressing concern with the vanilla kit. Um, it's going to be altered hopefully. Like I understand they didn't want to be Drain, but I'm against it also being a donut duel. I feel like that was just a speed run in place. Um, I'm like getting thirsty, so that's honestly my whole opinion on the MC tiers thing. Um, I'm not too happy with everything that's going on within it. Um, and I wish there's like always gonna be one main game mode you can play, and one main tier list you can play. I personally want to see this game mode, like this PvP aspect of the game, do good. Um, we are bigger than speed running, yet we have such a bad system compared to speed running. We are basically bigger than like the geometry dash tier list, the demon list, and while they have a bad system where it like just relies on opinions, they're somehow like better than us. Um, and you have so much like things you could just take from other competitive games, yet you choose not to. I'm just so against everything that's going on it. I don't like how there's gonna be so many different tier lists. I'm not gonna say who, but I've been like also been less like I almost been losing friends over all these tier lists, and that's also what happened when PvP tier split. And I just don't want there to be another thing to happen again. I don't want the tier lists to change. I don't want the tier lists to but you know what I'm trying to talk about. I don't want anything bad to happen to this community. Yeah, I saw Sway talking about it, which is like one of the reasons I'm really skeptical of um all this being like with the dream thing being real in the first place. I don't even know why Dream be queuing pot and like Axe, and with the amount of people queuing and considering Dream only plays for like 30 minutes at times, um, and assuming there's like hundreds of people trying to snipe him, and assuming when he swapped to like made the swap between Axe and pot, Raptor like obviously couldn't have known that until he spectated Dream to see if he was in a game or not. I generally just don't find it like I find the chances really low for that to actually be Dream in the video. Of course, like it would be so much easier if Dream could just say, "Oh yeah, the fights occurred," or "Oh no, the fights didn't occur." Um, however, we have to wait for that. Maybe they also just upload that for free money, cause like Palm Sea Raptor got some money from that. Um, I actually sent Dream a friend request on Discord, and I was gonna ask him exactly that if he ever fought Raptor, but like obviously Dream didn't accept me. I was kind of hoping he would because we had 19 mutual friends, so I kind of hoped he would at least see what I wanted, but I can't obviously force someone to accept my friend request, and I completely understand. He'll probably think I'm trying to send him like something bad, and I didn't want to like get into any issues there. Obviously, I didn't also ping him. Like I wasn't going to ping him and say, "Hey, Dream, accept my friend request." So I guess we just will basically never know if Stream's ever streaming. I'm probably gonna ask in his chat, or you guys can ask in his chat if you guys really want if that fight ever occurred, because it's just a little theory I had. Um, I don't know how much I honestly trust anyone in the community after what happened. Um, I personally believe there's a high chance people like Rai were involved in the whole thing. I'm not gonna say like Rai for sure guilty because obviously it hasn't been proven yet. I just think there's a high chance. I don't personally think Rai cheats though. Um, I don't think Rai is the type of person to cheat, and I feel like if Rai was cheating, he would actually like do something. Said he got retired tier 1 so long ago and just fallen off since. But I hope everything works out for everyone. Check disc DMs real quick. Let me check. Like, not right now. Did you just message me asking if I wanna, like, is that you? Like, surely that's not you asking me if I wanna play Creeper right now. Sweat MC. Oh god, both you guys have a profiles about Spear. Bro, did you just deadass message me just to play Creeper PvP when I'm yapping? Anyway, I'm staff at MCL, so I've seen a bit of like the back end things with like the staffing system. I like how that is. I like how everything is set up. The only thing I don't like is how there's so many different systems, and it's like I already said this to some of my other friends. I'm genuinely just gonna staff at whatever one of my friends are at because I want to just be in a community with my friends, and I feel like the best way to be in a community is to be staff at it. So I'm not gonna like sit here and say that like, oh, screw McTiers.com because I have staff that are friends that are staff there. So I've been like considering what one I want to be staffing through a bit, and I don't want to like I want to like pick one and stick with it. So I'm like right now I'm staff at MCL and I kind of plan on staying there, but because from what I see and I can trust that system more, but um. As for things like the whole why do I keep making these pillars? As for things revolving around like the fact that PvP tier staff are basically no actually I think I already talked about that. As for a lot of game modes being altered, I think that's completely necessary. Um, I completely understand why someone would alter some of the current kits. I do think that SMP should not be altered to be Diamond SMP. That is just removing SMP and replacing it with Diamond SMP. Um, I feel like you can have the main modes and you could potentially get away with adding cart and Diamond SMP to the main modes if you want. But I genuinely think if you're a Dr. Donut or Dream right now, like for some reason you're seeing this, then I feel like try to gain sub tiers, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to have the sub tier stuff as a sub modes like tier list that you can play that has a lot of like cool things. For example, Spear's not even added yet. You can add that. You can take cart from it. You can take Diamond SMP from it. Add it to main modes if you want. Obviously, some game modes like debuff you should just keep at sub modes, but I don't think anyone who mains a game mode should be kicked out of playing a game mode that they enjoy. That is, in my opinion, not something you would like to do, and I'm pretty sure everyone at one point had experience of enjoying something and then it got removed, like permanently, and then you weren't able to enjoy it again. For example, solo sky battle on MCC Island is like comes like once a blue moon, and it's fun to play, and I always play it when it comes out. But yeah, that's my opinion on that matter. Um, randomizer, if you're here, I'm like for whatever reason, I doubt you are, but if you're like, I know you're planning that Marlev like video, and congratulations on like I guess finally coming out and just getting that off your chest. I understand how hard it must have been for you to say that, and I'm sorry if you're receiving any negative hate or backlash as a result. Nobody deserves that. However, I personally feel distrust with you being the owner of SubTiers, and I think um I'm 100% fine like thinking that, and I think you would agree with your involvement on all this. What else are you involved with? I think honestly, the best choice you can make is try to have some conclusion that you give sub tiers to Dream and Donut with the agreement that it gets added to their network as like a sub modes thing. Um, I completely 100,000% believe that. That's the epic place on CPV. No thanks. I personally believe that um subtiers has so much of a future. There's so many people maining subtiers modes. However, if you're remaining as the owner of subtiers, I don't know how much I will trust that system, and especially since that system I'm trying to get Hydra 3 plus all modes in, and I even previously said it's probably the only like non-corrupt system right now, but I don't even know if I believe that anymore. Um, I'm starting to genuinely think that PvP tiers might be more trusted than sub tiers, and that's a lot considering just a month ago I thought PvP tiers was the worst system. Um, I want to see what used to be MC tier succeed. I want to see sub tier succeed, and something I'm not a big fan of at all. Let me go back to screen share my web. If I was here on the sub tiers website and I just scroll down quickly, copyright 2025 Marlowe, all rights reserved. Doesn't take a genius to know why I do not trust any of this right now. Um, and it's not like I don't play sub tiers. I'd argue I have actually really decent tiers and sub tiers. I'm Hydra 3 and 5 game modes there, and I'm actively working on getting Hydra 3 and the other 7. But the fact that we are basically just you are own your own tier list and you're here. I don't know why you're not like in all honesty, um I got Cart Hydra 3 a week ago. A day after I got it, I was added to 2 tests. And I was like, dang, I want to see if there's any other NAs that can do it. I checked. You haven't done a Hydra 3 card test in months. Genuine months. Just do the test I was assigned to. Please. Please, randomizer. I don't want to, like, do them. I'm probably going to request a motion in that. Because it's such a, like, I don't want to play this shitty mode. And I don't even think you want to play this shitty mode. And it's coincidentally the only mode you're not, like, retired in. And the only mode that you're currently Hydra 3 in. And I haven't seen you do a single test. And they just said you're on LOA. Which I don't know what that means. I don't know if you've been on LOA for, like, a while now. But you've been, like, bro, just play it. And like, apparently you gave yourself like tier 3 bow. I don't really see like you don't have tier 3 bow from what it looks like. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that you gave yourself it. I don't play sub tiers. If that's the case though, I heard rumors that you cheated and like everything. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's true or false because I don't know. I don't know the proof. But if you genuinely cheated, randomizer, what I genuinely just want from you, at the very least, is please just admit to it. Um, I think that'll just be simple. Just come out and say, hey guys, I want to be honest. I cheated. I'm sorry. And just give people the tiers they deserve and then just leave your own tier list, honestly. Like, and I know you saw what happened with Marlowe and the backlash Marlowe received. However, it makes no sense that you are seeing this and then you're planning a video against Marlowe with all this. Now, again, maybe it's true, maybe it's false. I'm not saying you are cheating. I'm not saying you're not cheating. I'm just saying I've seen like a lot of stuff that makes me think you are or aren't. Um, in the fact that every single tier list right now, all three of these tier lists, I have some form of distrust in. And at the moment, PvP tiers is the one I have the least amount of distrust in, is pretty diabolical. And like, can I misspell my name? These are my like PvP tiers. If anyone's curious, I should even maybe I should get my PvP tiers up. Maybe I should start getting some more high tier threes here. Maybe I should get this back to low tier three. Because originally I didn't want to, because I didn't want to play PvP tiers. I didn't want to give them like I don't want to have an ego and say I'm a good player. But I'd argue that like my tiers are definitely above average. I didn't want them to get another good player to play their tier list. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna stick away from PvP tiers. And then now I'm coming to the sense that I'm starting to trust him more. This might be like the tier list I want to play, and it, that just says something to me. Like in a way, it hurts. Is PvP tiers testing closed? Like, okay, no, that is not showing for some reason. Like this is if you look here, these guys are tier one PvP tiers. This guy's just an alt. I'm sorry, dude. You look like an alt at least. You might be a main. Pretty sure Ledger's banned on main tier list. And you have your high tier dudes. These guys are like, there's no tier one, so there's no tier ones. Like you have Kylos here and stuff. And it's just crazy to me that PvP tiers was neglected when both MC tiers and sub tiers I don't trust anymore. And I know I'm banned from MC tiers, but like I don't even see what's going on with MC tiers. Like I guess there was like a different high tier one yesterday. There's been just so much weird stuff going on. I don't even know why Marlowe still has her tiers on MC tiers. Someone needs to tier wipe Marlowe ASAP. Um, Danger Mario is Marlowe. There is no other thing you can say. Um, I just don't want to sit here with the community being how it is. I just want there to be one main testing system. That's going to be mcpvp.com, or that's going to be mcleagues.gg. I'm pretty sure they don't even have a website yet, yeah. But I just want one system. And if I was to just describe a perfect world, it'd be select MC League staff, select PvP tiers like mcpvp.com staff, have them collective. I want Dream and Doctor to own the tier list. Along with Ends, so Enrico. They keep calling them different things, so I'll just call them Enrico now. And I want it to be on the MC PvP system. From what I've seen, I haven't seen much of the MC PvP system, how it's going to give tiers, but I want it to be how MC Leagues is going to give tiers. I personally believe that MC Leagues is going to be better, but I think MC PvP is just going to be bigger. And I don't want there to be that divided split among the community where a lot of the members of the community is feeling pressure to play, no offense, a worse system because of it being bigger. And I think it would be so beneficial to everyone if that is the case. Um, and you can do so much stuff. There's so much you could do with what you're currently provided with. If MC PvP and MC Leagues come together, I feel like it could be genuinely unstoppable in the long run. And that is something like I'm going to college next year. I'm basically unked. You could say it all you want, but I want to look forward to a tier list that I will enjoy that is owned by I want there to be a tier list that is owned by people that are not cheating, are not alts, and don't have anything sketchy. And I want it to be a tier list I can look up to and say, yeah, I play that tier list. I play Minecraft PvP competitively. Because otherwise, I don't know what to say. Like, uh, Yeah, as for flow PvP, like then now you just have your own divided between like division between cat PvP ranked and flow PvP ranked, and like I okay, that's my YouTube channel. I've been purposely like not playing cat and flow PvP ranked. This is my cat PvP elo. Hope you guys like it. Oh wait, did they fix the website? Oh my god, they fixed the website. It updates again. But where am I? Okay, I'm 55th. Yeah, cat is bad. I just don't want to play like both flow and cat. Um, your search flame text. I think I'll say nothing. Yeah. Who's cherry lemon? Okay, sword, axe, UHC, vanilla, mace, pot, diamond SMP, netherite OP. Okay, either this is a shared account, or it's actually it could just be. This would make sense for it to be Freaky Fang or Nine Orc. I can't lie. I don't know what region this guy is, but like your number two SMP, number six another OP. I guess it could be like both are good. Number two Diamond SMP, number 11 UHE. Like Freaky Fang and Nine Orc basically are both good at all the modes that they're good at here. But I feel like um if it was Nine Orc, it might have a bit better stats. I don't know. I don't want to like diss Nine Orc. Um. So. Yeah, I think this is probably Freaky or Nine Orc, I can't lie. I don't know how to check regions, but that's just my opinion. Swipe GP Miner. Oh bruh. Karen. I don't know, like I'm not gonna say who, but I say like four cheaters so far here. Oh, Flo is playing his own system. I'm sure he's legit. Like I'm not even just saying that, I'm sure he's just being legit. Oh, see Pyro. I love that guy. Triple Lion. Oh my god. That guy's so kind. Why meow? I love that guy's name. But both systems, I'm not a fan of both. I feel like both are also gonna die out once the initial hype is gone, and that's how every elo system been. But I just wish the two tier lists can collab together, become MCPVP and .com, and you have so many community servers you can use. I feel like the MCPV, like the old MC tier servers should be used as their main community servers as they're bigger, and I feel like everyone that's like been banned from the Punisher should get. Actually, I guess that like will unban everyone blacklisted, but you get the point. I feel like blacklists should remain, but I feel like restrictions all should be removed. I'm not saying like I'm not even saying that because I'm restricted. I just feel like in general, a lot of restrictions are horribly handled or poorly handled, and I feel like with a whole new system, people should be free to set like be free. Along with that, there's been talk of like merging MC tiers and PvP tiers together. Um, with like that scenario, I feel like just someone's peak tier should just be like someone should just be given the peak tier between both tier lists, I think. Um, but that should be like a retired and active tier, and then they have to like play to get better. Um, like I don't know, bro. The PvP servers could be used, PvP tier servers could be used for other stuff. I wish sub tiers would be added onto mcpvp.com as like uh sub modes option, and then you don't have to keep the sub tiers game modes. You could add some new ones. I personally don't agree with removing any game modes, but I think sub modes would be so cool to have as just a way that you can just put silly game modes that you think people will enjoy playing, and the ranking system for sub modes will be less competitive because it's just a bunch of silly stuff, and it's going to be like you play it for fun. I don't think they should clear all tiers. I think that's just unfair to people who genuinely got their tiers. Um, but I feel like they also shouldn't be given an active tier. Um, I just feel like someone should be getting I just think everyone should be getting so an an active tier of their old tier. So if you're like all my tiers would be inactive, whatever, inactive this, inactive that. As for if someone had like two different accounts, one tested in MC tiers, one tested in PvP tiers, like in my case, I feel like they should be like requesting support for that. Um, and getting one wiped and the other gaining the worst tiers of the other, if that makes sense. The tiers are affected by corruption and cheaters, but I'm not denying that, but I'm also not saying everyone's cheating. Um, like it'll be unfair. For example, It's Real Me got his tiers a while ago. Sure. If he played now, he wouldn't be getting like as high. He wouldn't like obviously be getting high tier 1 4 game modes. I'm not saying like he would, but I don't think it's fair to just remove his tiers. I don't think inactive tiers should have any ranking on like the point system. I feel like there should be a separate tier list of your retired tiers, like with retired tiers counting. But right now, there's, in my opinion, no reason It's Real Me should be second, with him being actively only high tier 3 in one game mode. And even then, he hasn't played Sword for a while. I'm not trying to diss It's Real Me. I just like he's not the second best PvPer. Like and back when he played, he was the best PvPer, no doubt. And but just in current standards, he wouldn't be. And I feel like that would just encourage also a lot of people coming back. Like a case being Michael Cycle, for example. Uh, guys, just not. Yeah. Tiers should have zero effect on the leaderboard ratings. I 100,000% fucking agree with you. There's no reason for Michael Cycle to be number 20th in the world right now when I think a low tier 5 is better than him in some of the game modes he's high tier 1 in right now. Like, yeah. Well, it could just be like all time, like tiers, like showing retired tiers, or like Hall of Fame, like you said, where it just displays like retired players. I feel like when you view someone's thing, like I feel like if you're able to retire at any tier by just being inactive, then it'll be cool to have like an active leaderboard and stuff, and that's where you can put it. But yeah, it just should not include retired tiers. Throw out everyone here, the most legit player, like obviously Coldplay retired a bunch of modes because like Marlo being unbanned and a lot of people too. But in this tier list right now, Qualified should be like number one. Actually, Arsaka might be able to overtake him because they're just like low tier 2, high tier 3, high tier 3, high tier 3, low tier 3, low tier 3, low tier 3. But you get the point I'm saying. Actually, Sashim is probably going to be top. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not actually. But like I don't. I think they're bringing back SMP and an LOP, but I don't know about stunts. Yeah, I agree. Retired tier should not have any points, and I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, these people don't deserve where they are. But like, there's just so many people that got their tiers so long ago, and now they're just top 100 as a result. Like, two hands forever. You don't even play the game anymore. VV Kai MC, you're like 27th. By the time when you played Marlo, you were training Marlo because Marlo didn't even have enough game sense to go higher, and now you're still like top 100, like top 30 actually. Inapplicable microcycle. You guys played before like the tier list was even a website. It was a spreadsheet. I remember back when it was a spreadsheet. These guys didn't even play back then. When I joined the community in 2021, these guys didn't even play. They were already retired. They were already retired when I played. Um, as for all game modes being worth the same, I'm like 50-50 on that. Um, I feel like it, like, I feel like in the new system, you should just have like each tier should be, I guess, like a percentage bracket with the higher tiers being like tournament standards and stuff. And then like I'm not saying like no Hypo Crystal and UHC should be worth more than Sword. Okay, I disagree there. I don't think it should be based on how simple the game mode is and how hard the game mode is. I think it should be based on the player base in the tier list. And in this case, I feel like sword should be worth more than UHC, as there's more as there's more sword players than UHC. Yeah, the points of the game mode should be decided by the amount of active players percentage wise. Like, no doubt. Um, but I feel like there should just still be a point cap and stuff per game mode. Um, or in the littlest bit, like alter how many points tier ones give you and stuff. Like come on, bro. You're high tier three in two modes, and then high tier one in one in your top 100. Like, and I'm not saying they don't deserve top 100. They could probably get into if they tested more modes. But like, for example, you basically tested two modes in your 66. Where's Craze tiers? Like, I don't want to put Cray on the spot here. You're not high tier 3 plus in a single game mode that isn't Crystal. And yet, just because you got minimum tiers in other game modes, you're tier 1 Crystal. And your tier 1 Crystal, your top 100. I feel like that should be altered a bit. I feel like it's honestly, like, should be worth more to have lower tier compared to like a higher tier standing. Points could also just be removed or hidden. But I feel like there should be some leaderboard system. Um I don't want to like say there's a right one or a wrong one. Um but again, this is all my opinion on the stance. I just want the tier list to be together, bro. I just want MC Leagues and MC PvP to be one tier list. Um No, maybe not make it required to be tested all game modes. That's just forcing people to test if they don't want to. Um, I wish these two could be together. I wish the McTiers community servers could be brought back as the community servers for mcpvp.com. I think each game mode should just genuinely be given an owner, like not a Discord owner, like not an owner of the Discord server, just like a role game mode owner. It's gonna somewhat work like a manager, but you will just be someone to represent the game mode as a whole. You are like that person that should be representing the game modes. You're someone who is reputable in the community, someone who's like high tiered in the community, someone who knows stuff about the game mode, and someone that can handle issues in that specific game mode without it needing to reach someone like Doctor Under Dream. Because as much as I want Dream and Donut to own the tier list, I don't think they're suitable to handle a bunch of high issues, and I think they would agree with me. But still, I want them to own the tier list. So I think each game mode should have its representative owner, with like Doctor Donut or like Dream still owning Discord, of course. But like, and then along with that, you have the manager still, who's like below that, who can like do the manager job. You have the regulators, the admins, they can do their job. But the like game mode owner is just someone who is at the other side of the chart and could just do whatever they like they make the decisions for their game mode. They're someone who represents the game mode. And well, at low star. I don't think Dream's gonna cheat in his system after investing so much money into it, as he's not gonna have any monetary gain from it. Like he's probably gonna stream his system to also make it have more players, so it's actually gonna be harder for him to cheat because he's gonna be in front of a large audience. So I don't know how much he would actually be cheating in his own system. And yeah, like I don't even know if he cheated in the Rapture vs. Dream video. I don't even know how real that video is. I think that was just genuinely an actor or something. Um, that's just my opinion. I'm sorry if I yapped a lot. I've been yapping for like an hour and 10 minutes straight, and I'm getting tired. But I like if any of you guys like have any other opinions, I guess like let me know. But I really just want the two tier lists together as one. I want to be able to say to my friends, "Oh yeah, I play Minecraft competitively, and they're like, yeah, I also play MC PvP, or yeah, I also play MC Leagues. I just want a main system. I don't want to be like, hey, yeah, I play Minecraft, and they're like, oh, what testing system? And I don't want it to be like, oh, MC Leagues is so much worse than MC PvP. I don't want it to be a competition. Yeah, someone trustable for each community. That's literally what I just said. Someone like a design server owner. Yeah, I just hope that Dream and like I hope and believe that like I fully believe that they're gonna do good. Both Dream and Donut probably want what's best. Well, there's also gonna be a lot of people understanding it too. The thing is, either way, Dream's gonna have all his raw footage there. That even if one person thinks that he's cheating, they have access to hours and hours of raw footage that they can check themselves and see if Dream is cheating or not. Like, only argument is Donut being a top Crystal player. Again, Donut streams his gameplay. Donut's not gonna be cheating. Donut doesn't cheat. Donut's like, if Donut cheating is like as likely as Zoink cheating in Geometry Dash, basically. And I'm not saying Donut is Zoink, like, but you understand what I'm saying. They probably like Zoink streams with like a hand cam. Zoink streams with like streams him beating the big levels. Oh, shout Jylon. Shout out to Jylon, bro. Shout out to Jylon. My goat. Well, Lodestar, we had people blindly defend Marlowe, and then we had some people look into it more, and that's what led to this now. Also, the thing is, a lot of Marlowe's like first videos of like proof cheating were just not good, like well edited, and I can't lie, I didn't prove much. Yeah, I I just wish that it'll be one tier list system. And I wish that it'll be best for the community. I want Donut and Shroom to own it. They're both incredible people. And yeah, that's just my opinion on the community. And I feel like as someone who's been playing Minecraft genuinely for basically like I'm not gonna say competitively for 5 years. I just found out about the tier list 5 years ago, but I only started playing it in like 2022 to 2023. But most likely like 2023 is when I started like caring about tier lists a bit more. So I'll just say I've been playing competitively for like 3 years now. But even then, um, the community like brought me so many friends. I met so many incredible people, and I don't want this community to go away over so many different networks being made that nobody knows what to play. I just want MC PvP to succeed, and I want MC League to succeed, and I want them to succeed as the same like entity together. Um, so that's honestly my conclusion to it. Yeah, the tier list is always people valuing their tiers. I just want some system that people get to play. I think all current tiers should be set to retired when this new system comes out. And obviously, I'm not saying start over and wipe their tiers, but yeah, Kizzy, like I still sometimes just remember that time. I still remember like basically everything. November 2024. I was in a call with Nick of Plays. I was fighting Antrax and I was down 4 totems, down 2 to 3. And all I needed was to win that game for tier 2. And then I'm in a hole. I'm gapping and Antrax is over like the hole on a ledge. And Nick is just like, I mean, you could try to like pearl and anchor the floor and see how it goes. And I was like, honestly, I need to take a hole and just pray. So I do that, and then like The second I get in a hole, for some reason I was confident before the hole because I was spinning a lot of holes before. So I was confident that I can win this hole. And then the second I went in that hole, everything just shut off for me. My brain stopped braining. I stopped like breathing. Like I think I genuinely didn't breathe for 30 seconds. My heartbeat spiked so like fast. I got so nervous suddenly, and I was just doing everything that like I can even like. I have to like if you check, I was like so shaky then too. I just didn't know what to do. And then eventually, like, I just was just spamming anchors and crystals. And then eventually I started winning the hole. And then that's when everything just got brought back to me that, like, yeah, I almost passed out during my test. Like, and then eventually I started winning the hole. And that's when everything, like, I got more and more confident in that hole. And that's, like, why at the start of the hole, like everything was shaky. And then once the pops were equal, 4 and 4, and then we were like basically resetting the hole. Both of us like got somewhat healed and stuff, and Andrex continued taking the hole. That's why the whole second half of the hole I was playing like 7 times better than the first half because I certainly got more confidence. And then I remember killing Antrix in that hole. There was like one more anchor, and Nick was just screaming, "Anchor the floor, anchor the floor." And then I anchor the floor, and I just don't think I ever screamed. Like I never had like so much relief in my life. Like that was probably like that is something I'm always gonna remember because that is something I spent genuine years trying to get, and eventually I got like to that point. And it was always like I was so happy achieving that, and I don't think anyone should be stripped away from their tier. I don't think anyone should be basically wiped away from their tier. I just think everyone's tier should be set to retired. If they genuinely got their tier at this current modern testing system and they fully got their tier legitimately, then they should be able to get their tier back with the new system. 1000%. Well, no, there's also a lot of people who like have passion for the tier list who never got good enough for Hydra 3. But yeah, and when I was a tester, I was tier 2 and I was a tester, and I don't want to sound egotistical, but I'd say I gave out the best, like, the most fair tiers out of anyone, because I knew the most of, like, what each tier was. And had a lot of people, like, I give them a tier, and they got mad at me for giving them a tier, and then after they came back later and said they're sorry for being mad at me, because they realized that, like, I had the right, like, I'd given them the right tier or something. So, and even then, there's also cases where the tester just sucks altogether, and yeah. Now, this is just my opinion on the whole thing, like the whole PvP thing. I just feel like I said it like 7 times, I feel like there has to be one default system, and the current MC tier system has to be refurbished, and I just like how the like world is coming up with a better um system right now, and I just want that to be the default. And yeah, I'm probably gonna go because I'm like really tired, but that's my opinion. If there's any staff watching this, if Vortex, Adam, Sony, or Spook DT are watching this, please genuinely try to partner with MCPvP.com. There's no reason for you guys to be against each other when you guys could be together. And please, like, I really, really like my idea that each game mode can have its own, like, representative owner of the game mode. Because right now, you just have a representative manager, and the manager's still limited on what they could do. For example, if they want to do a kit change, they still have to talk to the owner about, like, Marla about it. I think a representative owner would be so incredible to speak for the community. A high-tiered player that played the game mode for so long, who's trustworthy in that community and could actually perform well. And they could just be the owner of that, like, respected game mode. They can call the shots for that respected game mode. There's one problem, Wings. No, Wings, I think Wings would, understand. But Wings seems like a genuinely cool guy. I really like Wings as a person, and I hope that, he is, like, an amazing fellow, like, I believe he is. But, what's BB? Yeah, well, I don't like Kelsey. What I'm saying is let Donut own the tier list as a whole. Let Dream own the tier list as a whole. Let Enrico own the tier list as a whole. But whole. But I think each game mode should have its respected owner. For example, like again, I'm not trying to put people on the spot. I'm just like naming names that are possibilities. Like obviously, I'm not trying to say this is like who I think. This is just like whoever comes to my mind first. Um, I I feel like I feel like Vortex would make a good owner for Crystal. Um, but Dona would also make a good owner. I feel like both, or like same with Null of Zero could also make a um good owner. For Mace, Marco would be a good owner. For Axe, I don't know, like I know Awo would be a good owner. I wish what's their name again? Trident. I forget like what their name is. That bridge guy. I wish they came back. I really liked her. She was really kind and sweet. Um, but they resigned. Um, but like Sword, Adam Sony, SMP, Spook DK, and I just hope they. Oh yeah, Axe Hob. Yeah, Hobnator, Jobinator for Axe, and then like for what about Gears or Spook DT? Gears would be good for Crystal. Just so many good options for Crystal. That it's like hard to pick one specific one. I'm just saying things. Spook DT would be good for SMP. I just think the game modes need uh game mode owner who's like high to 3 plus spook skill. Yeah, Heart Jump. Heart Jump was so kind. Like I genuinely miss Heart Jump. I should like probably message her and see how she's doing because like I haven't talked to her since she resigned, and it's been like I miss Heart Jump. They were so kind. That was like the only reason I spoke in the Axe Discord. There's like 20 different like options for Crystal that like it's hard to pick one specific one. I just personally don't like if Dr. Donut owns Crystal like as a Crystal representative, then I don't want Dream to be like I should get Axe representative. And then I just think that Donut should be the entire owner of the network rather than just a game mode owner. And same with Dream. And along with that, like Garrett's would make such an awesome person, or Not of Zero, or Voltex, or like anyone there would make such a good option for community owner. And like I love that idea in my head because now like before, if you wanted anything to happen, you just have to like wait for the admin to decide. And like let's say I wanted a kit change, like let's just say I'm the manager and like I want a kit change. Now I have to suddenly talk to the admins about it. But if you just have a game mode owner that like plays the game mode, because the admins never played this game mode besides Marlo, so it was all just Marlo's opinion. But if you have a community owner who plays the game mode, then like look where that can bring you. Like they can call the like shots. They can choose everything. Like they can choose everything that goes on in the server, and then the managers still have their job. The regulators, the admins, they all still have their job. The only difference is this game mode owner would just have full genuine control over the game mode. They will be able to change the kit as they like. They will be able to change the rubric as they like, and they wouldn't need to wait for an admin to be saying, "Oh, let me pick up Mace and get low tier 3 skill and then be able to give a perfectly fine opinion." Yeah, Crystal staff right now needs like they need to be more fun. I can't lie. Anyway, I'm tired. Like the stream's been going on for an hour and a half. I just been yapping about my opinion. Feel free to reach out to me if you have an opinion of your own. Um, I just got pinged in every SubTiers game mode for randomizer to make another $300+ from advertisements. My goat. Um, yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna end it before I keep yapping about other things. But I appreciate you guys agreeing with me, and even if you don't, agree with me. I like appreciate you giving out an opinion on things. Um, I really like I'm looking forward to a positive like testing server that people can enjoy, and I don't know how like possible that is if there's so many different systems. So, like, see you guys. Yeah, I just want the tier list to be fun again. I just want the tier list to be enjoyable, man. I don't think that's too hard to ask. And yet, unfortunately, at the moment, it is too hard to ask. That whole concept is just not something I want, bro. I just want to enjoy playing Minecraft without a lot of drama. But that's all. See you guys. Thank you for agreeing or disagreeing.